Today on Ytp Presents Rants and Reviews, I am not going to show you one, but two of my figures. Now today, I'm going to show you Freddy Kruegger 3 and 4. I'm going to show you 3 first because, one, it's my boxed one, and I always like to start off, I like to start off with the boxed version first, and then I will go on to show my unboxed one, which is 4. As you can see, it is in a typical bubble box with the logo on top. And a very faint likeness of Freddy Kruegger in the background. Behind Freddy Kruegger, as you can't see him, but you can see the actual figure up front here. Down below is a picture of Freddy himself from the movies, and on the right side is the poster for Freddy Kruegger 3, or Nightmare on Elm Street 3, rather. The accessories that come with this figure are a hat, or his fedora, which everybody knows very well, an extra head, and the figure itself. He also comes with, I think that's supposed to be a diorama of the asylum that he goes after the kids in, which I will explain in a little bit. But anyway, this is the front of the box. Now on to the back. As you can see, it has a nice title of A Nightmare on Elm Street. And on the bottom it says, "The last of the Elm Street kids are now at a psychiatric ward, where Freddy haunts their dreams with unspeakable horrors. Their only hope is dream researcher and fellow survivor Nancy Thompson, who helps him battle the supernatural psycho on his own hellish turf." And there you see the figure in his full form. They decided to go with just a picture of the figure to give you an idea of what it would look like outside of the box. In this one, the scene that they used from Freddy is showing what happens to the souls of all the people that he kills. They end up becoming a part of him, as seen with the faces. On the bottom it says, "Complete your nightmare," with Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy's Revenge. And this one shows the Dream Master, which will be the next one that I show you. In the background is Freddy's glove, which is probably just a replica of what they're showing up front but all in red instead of in color. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this instead of just showing you the unboxed version, which is right here, is because basically the two come with the same basic articulation. Now, as you can see with this one, they are incredibly detailed. You know, you get a really good look at Freddy Kruegger's face right there. Sorry, my house is my backdrop right now, so I don't actually have a backdrop. But as you can see, it's got his likeness. And the reason why the souls are coming out of him is because this one is from 4. And what is happening is they've figured out a way to release the souls from Freddy, which weakens him for an attack. So all the souls are now being released and are pulling at him and basically trying to destroy him, as you can see with the anguish on his face. Now, this one unfortunately did not come with any accessories, but it is still an amazing looking figure, and that is why I'm sharing it with you today. As far as the articulation, like I said, the basics are the same. It's got... Let me put this down to show you. Sorry. It's got swivels in the hands, both hands. It's got an elbow joint right here. It's got a slight swivel in the waist, and it has slight articulation with moving up and down. You know, so not really a crunch, but more of a just a swivel. The head is on a ball joint, and it can move mostly all the way around. It's kind of prohibited with all these little joints. On this particular figure, the only thing that is really different in the articulation is the fact that each of these hands that are reaching out from Freddy can actually move and actually be set in different ways. It can be reaching out like this, or you know, you can have like each hand pulling at something on him, you know, which you don't want to pull too hard, because just to demonstrate, but these can come off rather easily. They can also snap back on, which is good. The only thing that doesn't move on here is this little guy, but that's fine, because he's just kind of looking up at Freddy and wondering what he's doing. The last of the articulation is in the feet, He does have very slight swivel back and forth. Uh, his toes can, his feet can pivot up and down. The rest, however, is basically your standard statue mold. He is in a pre-posed position. I really have to be honest. I like to just put these up and kind of just look at them from a distance. So the pre-posed thing doesn't really bother me as much because it's like once you get these guys in a perfect position, they can stand very well, as you can see. But anyway, I know that a lot of people have issues with this, but for me, it is just something that just helps the figure, in my opinion. But lastly, I'd like to point out, which I didn't point out before, is they went even as far as to point out, to bring out the detail in the pants. I mean, look at them. They've got the folds and the creases where the pants would bend normally, and they did a great job with the clothing hiding a lot of the articulation, where some you would actually see where exactly where they would have stuck a screw in. Anyway, this has been my Ytp Presents Rants and Reviews, Freddy Kruegger 3 and 4. I do not have 1 and 2 yet, but I'm still on the search, on the lookout, rather, and hope to pick them up. But as far as right now goes, for me, this is perfect. Now, any of you horror fans out there looking to pick up characters, this is a definite to have. He is right now an icon as far as figures go. As far as horror goes, he is an icon. As far as murderers go, he's an icon. And he's just a really great figure. The pre-pose thing, you know, like I said, really doesn't bother me. It may bother you, but I just think it makes for a great statue. Thank you, and please stay tuned as my next showing, I will be showing off my most favorite of all my characters, all the figures that I've collected thus far, my Universal Studios Dracula. Thank you, and good night.